Hello everybody, Fear My Games with the next part of my Kingdom of Samaria campaign using the Divide et Impera mod. Most of the last episode was about how our main army, we held our ground in Fraspa, but unfortunately the combined might of two Seleucid armies was too much for the weak garrison of Fraspa and my main army to contend with. And despite suffering major losses, unfortunately the Seleucids were victorious. It was very, very close. Unfortunately, it was just not to be for a victory. However, we are now desperately trying to rally a new army in using the same traditions as the Ares Dread over in Mecheta. Hopefully we're able to march over to Armavir before it is taken by the enemy and try to push back, taking once again. Meanwhile, we still have our army just sitting over here, rebuilt to make it stronger than ever, ready to take out Pontus and maybe attack Seleucus from the west if need be. Eventually, we'll probably try and squash the Armenia once they're no longer of use. Originally, they were just there to try to be a bulwark between myself and the other and the enemies. But with that not being a possibility anymore, that I won't really need them. So we have a copper mine. Let's see what we can upgrade here. We can make better shields. We can make it so we have better copper and wealth, better weapons. I do like the weapons and shields. That's very nice to have. Or we could have more copper and more wealth. I like the idea of having more wealth, if I'm being entirely honest. A copper mining shaft or copper trader. Honestly, I think we're just going to make better shields. It'll make my troops better overall. I think that's just worth having. I need to deal with the problem that we now have a big food problem. Oh, sorry. Let's free him so that way he can make better food. I mean, better stuff. Freedom! Prefer your skills. We desperately need food. I don't quite know what's causing all of the food right now, but we're definitely having problems. So apparently exempting places from taxation will improve it for the short term. Let's see, Armavir is kind of unhappy. Let's see, Mecheta. Let's try doing Mecheta then. Oh, apparently I could do the edict. Probably would probably be a good thing to do. Sell slaves and then lower taxes. Oh, apparently the province is not even being taxed actually. We can untax that province. It'll cost us some money, but I think it might be valuable. Apparently, untaxing this province actually costs us money. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, let's see. Import food. +4 food. I do like the idea of put more bonus food and growth. Let's do that. So for now, at least, it should be a big deal. Now we don't have to deal with the food problem at the very least. But we do have an lack of a good army problem right now. Hopefully, once we get this army to Armavir, we'll be able to hold Armavir for us and maybe move it to Taktushpa once this army is ready to hold as well. We're definitely in a somewhat precarious position, so hopefully it's not the end of the world. Because we kind of have one army that's kind of forced to be by Saracena in case the barbarians choose to attack me from the northeast, and it also is just there to keep down any potential rebellions going on. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if I put a commandment in for this region, this province here that I have. Something for me to keep in mind, I guess. The next thing I want to do is I want to move the army from Amasya. I want to send it west to attack Pontus. Once we beat the army of Mashenta, I need to keep the recruitment going because we need an army. A real army again. Of course, that we're going to definitely feel the loss of that army, I think, in the long term. Or maybe just in the short term. We'll see. These swordsmen are going to be pretty nice to have. So maybe we just need a change of pace. With Seleucids, they're better. They're going to be able to beat our guys head on just because of the longer pikes. So us being a little bit more mobile with these swordsmen might actually end up being what helps us win this war. So this could always be a net positive in the long run. We'll find out. All right. And hopefully there's no Hopefully there's not too many quality to any armor view. Apparently the slave skills without equal is forged through buyers from all over the world, and the income gained from his work sold our coffers. So we get bonus money in armor view. Perfection. Now this army is going to be here, ready to hold Armavir for us. In case of any problems. Hopefully Tushpa should not have to worry too much about the rebels. We'll fight to defend it though if we have to. So we can make another 2 cav units. I think that's what we're going to prioritize. I also want a bag. I need a baggage train. This army is also going to need to go on the offensive. And then we also want to make. We also need some cavalry. So these guys are better than my swordsmen, right? Yeah, they are. Okay. So let's build. So we don't have a lot of Zenoi, which honestly surprises me. So these have more ammunition, better range, but lower missile damage. Which one's better? Did they have any AP for like range? So can I get 6 of these guys like I want, or do I run out? I run out. Oh, but I do need the Zenoi for my swordsman, so I can't afford. I'm gonna have to use slingers in this army. That is one cost I was honestly not expecting, actually. I have to keep that in mind. 3-6. So I think I want one more unit of swords, I think, to cover, because that'll be 2-2-2-2. Unless, yeah. So that'll be my army. It'll be ready in 3 turns. No archers anymore because I'm running out of Zenoi, apparently. Foreigners. Is there a rebel? Oh, there is a rebel army there. Prepare to die. Enslave them. If they don't want to live as free men under my rule, then they can live as slaves. Show those ungrateful fools what they've done. Alright, so that army is almost ready to go. That army's going to be ready to go. This one, though, we'll need to plan out what I want to do here. There's a lot of Zenoi in this population, but the Armenians are not quite as good as the other guys. I mean, they're also cheap. So there's that benefit as well. Let's see. So there's no baggage train, actually, now that I think about this army. So if I'm going to convert this army to an attack army, I'll need to kind of fix that. So this is Laoi. Let's start making some swordsmen here. And then enter. Making that army of an army slightly stronger is probably a better idea. Converting all those weaker troops into stronger troops over time will give me a third army that I can use on the offensive. Oh. So if this is actually the 3rd video I'm recording so far today, I actually decided I got so into playing the BattleTech that I did 2 videos, and when I was originally kind of supposed to do only one video because I wanted to play more of. I wanted to play more, so. I got all of the beginner stuff out of the way. I've got now all the starting stuff out of the way, getting to know the characters. Now I think we're going now we've kind of done the past stuff and learning the game mechanics, and now we can kind of continue forward, and it'll be a little bit more of a a little bit more faster progress, I think, now. But yeah, after this one, assuming I have time, I will probably. As I'll probably record a... We'll see if I have time. But if not, what I'm planning to record next is the Byzantine Empire game. I'll play through. So the Oracle of Delphi. So that gives us bonus wealth from all sources, bonus public order per turn in all provinces. That's quite nice. Let's recruit this one. So this army is 2 turns away from being complete. Let's start moving this army westward. So we can attack Ankria, the main city, or we can attack the minor settlement. That's kind of a bit of a choice here. We're kind of at a crossroads. I think it'd be best to take the small settlement and then the big settlement later. It does look like it's actually under siege, however, from somebody. Who is Pontus at war with? Probably a lot of people, considering how aggressive they were. Pontus. So they're worth a lot of people, but it looks like Pergamon is probably who's sieging Pontus right now. Which does mean that us taking Mazaca might actually be might be not helpful, actually, now that I think about it. The reason why I think it might not be helpful is the fact that it would leave me quite open to being attacked by Pergamon. But if I take it, it's kind of a trade-off situation. If I take it, then I have a way to attack Seleucus from the west. But on the other hand, it means I'm susceptible from attack from the Seleucus from the west. So it's a bit of a trade-off. I think I'm going to do that. Screw it. You know, let's just try our best. Okay, once we get into a position, I think we're just going to incorporate the Armenia. Because if it's not valuable having Armenia alive, then we might as well make them not alive anymore. I actually thought that it said Pergamon had joined the war against us, but actually they joined the war with us against Pontus. Is basically what had happened there. Armenia has actually declared war on us after being our client. Said, well, I guess we're going to kill them now. I wasn't sure if they would, but I guess they are. I guess I shouldn't have shown them mercy. I mean, I was just talking about how I was going to kill them, so it's like, how much mercy was I really going to show them? Oh, we'll send this army to the west that was going to have attack Pontus. I'm just going to send it to attack Armenia then. Simple as that. They will show... We will put them down like the rabid dogs they are. It'd honestly be best if they actually maybe go on the offensive. Because I think my garrison should be maybe fully replenished. And I could probably hold off against one of the weak Armenian army. Armenia does not have a very strong army. Or at least I should say the army was not properly utilized by the AI. Because they had a very lot of infantry, and their infantry wasn't very good. So, you know, why rely on it? Alright, looks like this army, unfortunately... Well, I was a turn away from attacking Mazaca. I'm going to need to take Armosata as my priority. The armies haven't moved out yet. Well, I'd love to... I want to hold Armosata if I can. I don't think I can... But I won't reach it. And I'm a bit worried. Where's my scouts? Spy, tell me, what's going on over here? So I see the weakened armies that attacked me are down here. Going towards Tushpa, it would appear. I'm going to head towards Coron and keep heading west. Meanwhile, this army is one turn away from being ready for war, so that's good. Anything to build here or here, potentially? No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll have this guy start building more troops. Actually, I can start building cav here, which I think will be a little bit more worthwhile to have a full cavalry contingent in this army, and then start slowly replacing the weaker army with weaker units with the better units. Make it an actual army over time. I think there's nothing else I can really do right now. This army is not going to be able to make it in time here. So we'll see if they attack Armosata. This army is about a turn away from reaching Arsa Mosata, so we'll see. I'm quite intent to take Fraspa back and then take Ganzak while these two are away. I'm not too. I don't think Tushpa should be taken. I could be wrong, but I think Tushpa should be okay. I'm mostly worried about Arsa Mosata because I've invested in that place and I'm not gonna have it be destroyed by these Armenian scum. Alright, Armenian scum have come to attack. They have some elite troops, but the garrison's mostly replenished. I think we can win this battle. I believe I could win this battle. The game does not believe in me, but they have a large portion of very weak Armenian spearmen. They have 3 powerful-looking troops, and only 3 powerful-looking troops. It will partially depend on how well they utilize their cav and how well they utilize their archer, their stronger troops. But the vast majority of their troops are weaker than my basic troops. So we'll see. So it looks like they're all attacking from this angle here. Where is the capture point? The capture point's over here. So the best defensible position really is, honestly, actually trying to see if I can spread myself out. The reason why I say this is that if I position myself here and here, is I can have my archers here firing there. If I have them at an angle here, archers here firing to there. I think that's going to be the best stratagem. So here, let's see. So we got here, 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 and then here. Kind of get it curved at the end. Maybe make it a little bit more of a loop here. Make it a little bit easier for our archers to get maximum value. I do have to be kind of careful. So I'm gonna. Alright, so it looks like I can't get that much closer, so I want to make sure I'm just at the edge here.
Ready and waiting.
That's not quite how I wanted it to go. There we go, perfect. And then so these guys will hold this flank. You know, of course, need you guys in guard mode to guard these at this area. And here, this will be a little bit harder to get working properly. Like perfectly, I mean. I guess I should say not properly, but perfectly. Just because of the way that the area works is something like this. We'll have the general and this unit back here, like as far back as we can. That way they're not quite close enough to be threatened by the enemy archers, but close enough that I can move them up to assist if needed. Same thing with these guys. Pull these guys back a bit, out of archer range, and hopefully safe from their predatory arrows. I keep my archers in this little tree line here to keep them hopefully somewhat safe from enemy archers. And same with these guys. Can they reach? They need to be a little bit closer. Tell me about this. Sorry about that phone call sound. It's nothing I can do about it. I'm not sure if my mic's actually picking it up, but I'm just saying that because I can hear it. It's really loud. Alright. Let's try to defend this location. Defend your homes, men! Your families! Your wives, your children, your brothers, and your sisters all live here. We must hold. Hold for the betterment of your families, your lives. Forget about the kingdom of Samaria. Think about your family and your village. It looks like the enemy is sending their cav ahead, which is one of the big flaws of Armenia. They send their cav in largely to die. They're in a bit of a crossroad here. It looks like they have some javelins, maybe. But yeah, it looks like they're going to start charging now. Charging straight into the front of hoplites, though, with cav is not the smartest choice. Even if they're a heavy, or even if they're elite cav. Especially with archers being supporting as well. Yeah, they're starting to take some nice amount of damage. Though my guys are actually taking a respectable amount of damage as well from these guys. Though they're mostly, I think, from the enemy archers, because the enemies behind them are not. Because my archers aren't getting a lot of kills either, which means. Oh, though they're already wounded, that's why they're so damaged. Yeah, that's why. I was like, wait a second, no one has a lot of kills. How did they die so much? And I'm like, oh, because of that reason. One thing that is nice is because the enemy's actually so focused on this big chunk over here, it does mean that once this is free, I can use this to push and squish the enemy to win the battle. Bit of a hiccup from them. Though we do, just to be on the safe side, I do need to keep my guys lined up properly to try and avoid any risks of enemy getting it over here by me improperly positioning my troops. I'm going to start moving these guys up, though, in preparation for them needing assistance. And same over here is I'm going to start moving these guys up as well. Because there's a lot of pressure going on this like weak unit over here. This unit will be able to take over if needed. The enemy general is dead. A nice big barrage right there will be good, very good for us. Concentrate fire there for omega damage. I'm keeping my general in reserve because I don't want to risk losing him by accident, so that's one reason why I have not moved him up. Our archers are getting not too bad kills, but they're not doing amazing. Not too surprising, though. These are doing a really good job holding, and they're not getting too tired, which is important. These guys are technically free to start attacking, but I'm a little bit worried about engaging them quite yet. Getting these guys to push into these guys a little bit. Well, these guys look like they're getting kind of obliterated by the enemy archer fire. I'm going to have to engage my general up front. These enemy archers should hopefully start running out of ammo soon. They have only slightly more ammunition than my guys do, so we'll see. We might have superior strategy and superior individual numbers, but they might actually win through just sheer force of numbers. That unit looks like it's going to break, which would be good for us. Any unit that breaks on the enemy side is good for us to win. Yeah, but look how just so many troops are here just to attack. I'm going to start engaging these hoplites to order them to attack back. Now that our archers are starting to run out of ammunition, we do want to start being a little bit more aggressive. Kind of awkward here is if I engage these guys in any direction, they're going to be a bit swarmed. But I do have an idea, actually. Actually, never mind. Let's just keep them as they are. Our last bit of ammo from our archers is being used up now. Alright. This is definitely a knockdown, drag-out battle. We'll see how this goes. Once these guys fall, I'll have these guys take their place. It looks like they have one of the high-level mercenary spearmen here, but everything else seems to be light. What's over here? Light, archer, archer, light, light. So it looks like only one heavy unit over here. It looks like the enemy's strength must be pushed into this flank then. Well, these guys got kind of abused by archer fire. I should have had them in a phalanx, but I kind of didn't think to do that. I have an idea. Unless these guys break off. Okay, we're gonna get these guys out of phalanx and I'm gonna move them over here. And I'm gonna move my commander over here. Same with my archers here. I'm gonna grab these archers here and start moving these guys into position. Very thin line. We're gonna charge these guys around to start getting some flanks off of the, to at least do some morale penalties to the enemy. These guys, I'm gonna order them to just attack, to try to push them the enemy a little bit. That way my units are not just by themselves pushing. Yep, you're doing. Come on, you can do it. Yep, the enemy is left just a barely of a narrow enough flank for me to charge to squeeze through. Barely enough to squeeze. And then now we get the archers to fit through too. That'll be perfect as well. Here, this is going to be a little bit harder for these guys to squeeze in. Yeah, I don't think these ones will be able to fit in quite as well. We start engaging these guys to help shore up this guy's morale. And it started to work. I see one of them breaking. Oh, my unit broke though. Dang it. They shattered.
Ready and waiting.
Well, that's not good. One of our flanks is falling apart. I think, yeah, this battle might just be lost due to superior enemy numbers. All of our troops have a lot of kills to their name, but they're getting tired. Their spear arms getting heavy.
By your command. At speed. Advance at speed.
I try to march on through. Maybe we get more flanks off of here. That one might break, which would be super good for us.
Archers. Orders understood. Missile. Ready and waiting.
Come on, charge, men, charge.
Double time.
Alright, now we have a flank on them, but they're only flanking by archers, so it's not going to be all that scary, I think. But who knows? As long as our line holds, we're not in a bad spot. You can see, like, literally the edges here is like the enemy is just slowly pushing. This is where their main thrust is. It's right here. These guys are doing a really good job of getting kills. Like, this army won't be able to take on any of my armies really, but they're strong enough to cause me just some inconveniences right now, which is all they really need to do. I'm really gonna have to hate having to rebuild Armososata again. Oh well. I'm gonna engage with my general to try and shore up this line here. Welcome home. Some of the enemies are starting to break because they are breaking their own formation. Sorry, I just closed the door. So, the morale side of things, I'm actually doing better than they are. Especially with my nice flanking units here causing some problems. Especially nice those as but once I clear fight, so long as this flank holds long enough, I might still be able to win by getting these in to squeeze the enemy. Yeah, that unit finally broke. It did its best to hold, though. That one just broke, it looks like. They just had a breaking unit. But we might be able to win them through sheer force of morale. But it'll be a close one. This unit has kind of dedicated itself to this battle. They are wavering. Fortunately, the archers broke. Not too surprising. They're facing a melee unit on their own right there. I'm going to have these guys try to push it a little bit to maybe cause a little bit more havoc. They're slowly getting a flank in on my guys over here, which is a problem. So I'm gonna hopefully get my archers here to start like kind of flanking them, hopefully causing some problems. As long as this line holds long enough for me to win this side, we're good. Though the enemy is starting to move more troops onto this flank, which means this flank is getting less pressure, but doesn't mean that this flank can't quite squeeze the enemy fast enough. We'll see how it goes. But it looks like this is helping with the whole... Looks like these guys are starting out to take some damage, so it's definitely good use of my archers there. This is a very thin line, but they're doing so good. They can potentially break the enemy. That'd be all we need to win. But these guys are not doing so well. I'm gonna pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. No, they broke. It's just because their position was super aggressive right there. I tried pulling them out, but it wasn't fast enough. Alright, looks like we broke one of the enemy spears here. Meanwhile, over here, there's now just one unit here that we just need to finish squeezing and we can start getting around the flanks. Hold the line, men. Just need to hold the line. I'd hate to have to rush you guys about even though you're exhausted, but I need to push you guys. Especially if you guys can get a nice rear charge off here. Alright, this is gonna waver. Now they're surrounded on all sides, so they should start breaking pretty quickly. Hold, men, hold the line! Oh, this is intense, man. Now they've stopped, they've rallied themselves, actually. They're only shaken. I think considering how squished they are, they already have given up. Just focus on deeping as much DPS on them as possible then. Just squeeze them dry. The heavy and the spears look like they're gonna break soon. That's actually super good for us. And it looks like the archers actually plugged up the hole, so that they no longer are flanking my troops anymore. Which is perfect. Come on. Break. Come on. This one should break soon. It's surrounded by 3 troops better than it. It's lost its general. It's losing a lot of casualties. It should break soon. Yes, it's broken. It looks like these entire enemy lines are ready to break. I need to start moving these guys in ASAP. The general's units is only lightly tired, but everyone else is very tired. One push I think will be all that takes to finish this battle. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, that one just instantly broke. Like, that went from 3 units to 2 units, and now they're wavering. We did it! We have victory! I thought for a moment that we were not going to win this. That was a very close fight. I'm going to try and kill as many of them as possible to try and prevent them from coming back. Oof. Thankfully, the enemy wasted their cav, just charging straight into my spear lines. My archers got a nice amount of kills. Not too bad. Not too much, but, you know, better than nothing. I'm just going to try... no, they're too small. They're too light. I won't be able to catch up to them. And thankfully, one flank of their side broke before my other flank did, and we were able to just finish them off by circling around. Honestly, them investing so many troops at once is probably what won the battle for us, because they're affecting their own morale. As we saw in that battle, even though they're your allies, them going through your formation is actually a bad thing. It also means one of the units in the back getting hit in the back might actually mean a unit in the front line is now sandwiched because there's some like stragglers in the back and some in the front. It's a big, very big problem for them. A good general not only sees the way to victory, but he also knows when to victory is impossible. Apparently, I'm not an amazing general, a good general then, because I thought it was impossible, but apparently it wasn't actually impossible. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it would be very hard, but the hero archer unit, that Greek archer unit that got able to plug the hole and stop the heavy spearmen from the Armenians to flank my hoplites, really came in clutch there. Armenia, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson? Enslave the Armenians. Eventually the rest will join us. I'll just have to trust Amasya to hold on to itself, because I need to go slap Armenia in the face real fast. Pontus, I just have to trust Pergamon to deal with them, or whoever is besieging Pontus right now. So I need to wipe out Armenia and then push into Seleucids before they start causing too much trouble. I'll send my Colt Garrison army over to westward over to Amasya. The reason why I want to do that is that one's like a very weak army, so it's really good for defending compared to attacking. So I'm going to kind of trade places, let that strong army just be able to be one of my spearheads in the west. Now have the other army that's about to finish be the spearhead in the east, and they'll kind of hopefully squeeze the Seleucids. I'll need to be careful though, because as my borders get wider and wider, the easier it's going to be for enemy armies to get in. You know, the advantages of attacking Armenia is that this was kind of a choke point area, so holding it, taking it meant that it would. Oh, daughter comes of age, which means she can get married and create political alliances for me. Maybe. So what's the politics like? So these guys all need some extra loyalty. Secure your loyalty. Thank you. You need some loyalty. You are the only ones who can secure your loyalty, but it's fine. We'll worry about that later. So now we have this army is now ready to attack. Ares Dread is back once more. That rebel army though is pretty large. It's very concerning. I'll be honest with you. I'll send this army to attack Samosata. That's a lot of armies that they got going. Well, actually, that's just one army, but they have two armies in the garrison. So I'm going to send this weak army here to attack the Armenian army over here. Or else we may have some problems here. Alright. So we'll kind of use both of these combined to try and threaten this area. And then when we're done here, we'll send this army up to Amasya. I don't want to leave Armavir open, which is why I want to take Fraspa and get Ganzak, if possible. But we'll see how this pans out. Honestly, if we could secure this area here down to here, and then push west and secure it to here, then we should be in a pretty good spot to hold the borders, because it'll be a lot smaller. But if we hold anything like this, it's going to be so open and easy for for people to attack. So that's one reason why we need to secure as many choke points as we can. But we need an army that's going to attack the heart of the Empire as well. We're going to have to enter. We are basically making zero money right now. Can we start I'm going to start taxing stuff again. It will negatively affect public order, but I mean public order is already kind of shit anyway. So which one gives me more money? You give me about 1,500. You give me about, yeah. Let's tax this province. It gives me a lot of money to do that. So let's do that. I will want to attack the rebel army here though, probably before I attack Fraspa, if I'm being honest, because that is a pretty big army. It does, and it does concern me that to you know, I might if I lose Tushpa, then that'll be kind of inconvenient because Tushpa does not have a giant garrison. It's not even it's also not a strong garrison either. So yeah. I'm kind of curious what Armenia is going to try doing. You have two armies on their borders. One army to the east, one army to the west. So they do try to attack this army with two armies of their own. I think the smartest thing to do would be to fall back. But I thought that was my first thought. But then I noticed is that the enemy does not. This is not two armies. This is one army plus a general. And I think we can win this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save here, and this is going to be the end of today's episode. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I wish you guys a good day, that evening, wherever you may be. If you're on YouTube, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Rumble, press that Rumble button, and bitch, you guys know what to do. Next time, we're going to once again be fighting Armenia, and this time, instead of granting them mercy by being our client bitch, or client state, as it says in the game, we're just gonna wipe them out and make that whole province our own. So take care, everybody. See you again next time.